Hello, hello, my fire signs. How are you? If you are of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this is your new moon reading in the sign of Aries. So, guys, before we get started, I just want to say, before we get into it, that I'm actually doing something a little bit different. Usually, I pull out 3 astrological energies by which we are under the sign itself that is being represented, then followed by the house that it rules, and then the planet. With this particular new moon, everything is cohesive in terms of the overall major theme behind this new moon, which speaks about action, so that we can see a new beginning, so that we can begin a new chapter, right? So, which means I only pulled out the one major astrological energy, that of the sign itself of Aries. And if you can look, it speaks about act. So with that being said, I didn't pull out the other 2 astrological energies because the ruling planet as well for Aries is Mars. And Mars is of the same type of action, motion, bringing things into action so that you can see your overall outcome of taking an action upon something. Now, if you remember in the overview, I did mention about looking into our relationships, personal relationships, be it a personal love relationship, a friendship relationship, or a relationship we have with family, so that when we look and see, when we're around certain relationships, how do they leave us feeling? Do we feel drained somehow, and that it undermines our life force energy, or does it feel energized? Does it feel like, in fact, being around a certain person pertaining to that relationship make us feel nourished? So that was the overall question that I left in that overview. And so with that being said, I wanted to kind of just go right in to ask Spirit, what relationship do the fire signs need to act upon? That is, what it is that you need to let go. Which relationship actually is perhaps draining your life force? And I think you would agree with me that you may want a clue or a heads up as to what and who that might be. So right off the bat, for you fire signs, it is actually a friendship relationship that you guys need to act upon and take some type of action to kind of, although you may not want to release and let them go because they are draining you. So now let's get into the cards. And before I do that, let us go into the book right quick to better understand the action that is behind Aries energy. So it says, begin, move into new territory, cut to the chase, be a hero, feel the call to action and thoughtfully respond, clear the air and clear the decks, be crisp and to the point, shoot from the hip, set healthy boundaries just by being vibrantly alive. Okay? That is the action that should be taken right now pertaining to, with you guys, your friendship. So what makes me feel that it is friendship? Well, before I even get to that, the first card that came out for you guys was the 4 of Cups. Now, I was very amazed, as it was kind of interesting, I should say, that I pulled out 4 cards. Basically, it was the energies coming out from the 4 of Cups. And if you can see, if you know anything about what element you sign, what signals or symbolizes you guys sign, would be wands. And so far from the top, you guys did not get any of your element energies from the first top. But when I looked at that, I'm like, so what does that tell me? That tell me that you guys right now is feeling too emotional, because cups represents water signs, and water signs is about emotion. So if you look at this energy here, whether it's, even though it's showing and displaying a feminine energy, but it can be masculine. Remember, flip the roles as it pertains to your gender. But basically the energy, the attitude is that some of you guys are really thinking way too much. You're overthinking about what it is. If you really understand the nature of what this new moon phase is about, some of you have been, but even more so with the influence behind this new moon, you guys are thinking way too much about a certain relationship. And for some of you, you know that it is some of your friends. It might be one, it might be two, it might be three, it might be a group of them. But you are in an energy where you are not too sure how to let them go. You are feeling emotional. And right now, Spirit is singing, you have to feel less, think more, but then behind that thought, you have to take action. Okay? And so with that being said, we move over to the Eight of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, the Pentacles, in terms of what you see represented here above this image, it's like the cycles of the moon. So to me, it represents a period of time. So to me, some of you have been friends with, whether that person or more than one person, you have been friends with them for quite a long time. And you guys, because you feel that, because of the duration of your friendship, you're feeling a certain way. But because you're bringing your emotions into it, you can't make or decipher whether or not they are actually giving you what it is that you need in terms of fulfillment. You know deep down that they are draining you. You think about when you're around them, how do you feel? How is your energy? Does it seem like something is negative? Do you feel inside that perhaps they are not really your friend, but somehow you're keeping them on? Why do that to yourself, right? It's not the time to do that to yourself. This is the time of this new moon that you guys need to really analyze if this friendship, if these friends that is around you is actually making you drained out, making you feel a certain way, you have doubts about them, about their motives. Regardless of how long you've been friends with them, it's time to cut the cords, time to release them so that you can move on to what? Make room, clear out space for new friends that's going to do right by you. Now, we also have by that the Five of Cups. Again, it's showing that you guys are emotional. So Spirit is saying for you guys, for some of you, this may not resonate. And I just want to mention again, as always, that just because it's the collective of you fire signs, right, Aries, Leo, Sag, that it doesn't mean that this message will resonate with some of you. Just take the parts that do resonate with you and leave the rest for your fellow fire signs, all right? Now, going back to this here, Five of Cups, again, you guys are feeling a certain way because you're feeling like, okay, if I only have 3 friends, or I have just 4 friends, or I just may even have 1 friend, and you're saying to yourself, I don't want to be friendless, I want to have somebody. Well, it's better to have no friend than to have a friend or friends that drains your energy, your self-worth, and you're taking out time to really see who is really nourishing a happy type of energy when you're around them versus someone that is clinging to your energy, right? But makes your vibration kind of off. That right there should be like a clue to say, you know what, maybe this is time for me to kind of take that life review and to really see if they are someone that I want to continue to keep in my life. Now we move over to the Three of Cups, which ultimately lets me know that this is in fact a friendship relationship that you guys need to release and let go. Because the Three of Cups speaks about celebrations. In other readings, it's a positive thing, right? Because it speaks about friendships, celebrating, having support. But in you guys' case, to me, this is letting me know that it's friends that is actually not really your true friends. And they are not celebrating you in the way that you should be celebrated, right? Now, let's just clarify these energies. Why did the Four of Cups? If you remember, you started off with the Four of Cups, where I advised you and let you know that you guys was being too much emotional, trying to decide and figure out about letting go someone that is around you. And because I was also kind of a little bit surprised that no wands came out to represent your element, but lo and behold, as I wanted to clarify, the first card that came out was Aries, which is the sign that is under this new moon, but it also represents not only Aries, but the collective of you fire signs. So that right there made me excited because that means that you guys need to take action because the Emperor that is represented by Aries, it's about taking action. Exactly what the overall energy behind the sign itself represents, which means that you guys will, in fact, make the decision. And if you haven't already, the Emperor is saying, have the power, right, to take the action, to let go, to relieve any toxic type of friendship that is clinging to you. Why? Because we have the Seven of Swords here that have popped up right next to the Three of Cups, which is the second time that the Three of Cups is coming out, because remember, you got it above as well at the top. And for it to come out again, it just speaks upon that, in fact, some of you will have a friend, or you might have 3 friends. You would know how this will resonate for you if this is, in fact, your story. But the Seven of Swords is an energy that is vindictive, an energy that is backbiter, an energy that is deceptive. That's why Spirit says you need to let them go, because behind closed doors, when you are not around them, this is what they are doing. They are sneaky. They are pretending to be your friend, but in actuality, they are not your friend. They are talking behind your back. They are doing things that you are not aware of. And maybe this is something you may have seen from a distance, or maybe you have felt it, but you wasn't sure. Well, I'm here to kind of clear the air and give you guys a heads up that, in fact, those friends that you have, or that friend, you need to let them go. Now, to clarify the Eight of Pentacles, we have here the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Hermit. Now, the Five of Swords lets me know that, again, this is an energy that is draining. When you think about swords energy, it's about competition. It's about fighting. When you have to exude, now it doesn't mean that you guys have been in any type of physical conflict with your friends, but even mental, even emotionally, it can be that kind of emotional type of conflict, right? But when you think about it, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, however you slice it, okay, it still is an action or behavior that can be what? Draining. So think about it. So even though you might not have been in any type of physical conflict with your friends or friends, but the energy around them, maybe they themselves is always a type of energy where they always love arguments. Some people just love arguments, no matter what. They are not peaceful. But you might be the energy that always try to be peaceful and calming. But when you get around them, you see that they're always in arguments. They're always in conflict. They're always loud. The energy is very disruptive. And you being an Aries, you know, or a Leo or a Sag, but being of that element of fire, you guys try to hold back from sending your own fire toward them, and you try very hard to kind of figure out, like, okay, should I charge and explode and send out my flames, or is this a moment that I need to kind of hold on and not have my flames to go out and hurt anybody? But it's just saying that you guys know that whenever you're around this person, just kind of check and kind of analyze when you're around certain people, your friends that is, how do they make you feel? Even they might urge you to want to get into a conflict, right? So that's just a clue. But Spirit says that even if when you let go of that friend or friends, if you notice here, Spirit is handing you a cup. This is the divine's hand, handing you that cup of a new friendship. So behind the meaning, behind this new moon, it's saying that even if you are left with no friends, Spirit will hand you and will begin a cycle that you will be meeting new people, new friendships, taking on new type of friendships that will, in fact, bring you a sense of peace and calmness, right? So do that make sense? And then we have the Hermit, a major arcana, which speaks upon the fact that, again, even if you are left alone, being by yourself, it's only temporary, right? Because as we are letting go, any type of person that is in fact is not good for us and they are toxic, Spirit sees it. And it's almost like Spirit is saying, when you take this action to let go, we are going to see to it that we replace them with another type of friendship that will in fact make you feel not special, but make you feel appreciated, make you feel like you really have people that generally love you and will actually be the opposite of the friends that you just let go. All right? Now, to clarify the Five of Cups, we have here the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Cups, followed by the Two of Pentacles. So the Ten of Swords is, again, the action behind what it is that is taking place with those friends. They are backstabbing you. This is an energy of feeling backstabbed, feeling pain in some kind of way. Even again, if it's not something that you are seeing directly, this is the action that is taking place indirectly toward you. They are backstabbing you. Okay, so you heard it first from MIGT here. You heard it first from me to give you guys a heads up that there's somebody in your circle, in your friend circle, that is a backstabber, or you might have more. So you have to really figure out who that will be. I would not know that, but you would know. And it might be two people because we have the Two of Pentacles, or it could just be one person. But whatever it is, it calls for you to go ahead and take action to make that decision. Seven of Cups, you have to make a decision. But when doing so, don't put emotions into it. Because when we put emotions into anything that is of importance when making a decision, it clouds our judgment. It clouds our decision. It clouds our thoughts. It clouds the choice that we ultimately should make. And I do believe that I mentioned that as a sidebar, that when we do take action, we have to do what needs to be done, but making sure it's the right thing. So again, take a moment, take a break, figure out what energy, what person, what peoples are around you that you would need to really know who in fact you feel is not your true friend. And that is something that you guys would need to do. All right? And then as we close out, to clarify the Three of Cups, we have here, ultimately, I ask Spirit, what would be the outcome when you do let go of that toxic friendship? You have the Sun, one of the biggest bright energies of the deck, along with the Queen of Wands. That means that you guys will see success and happiness after this new moon, because remember, Spirit is sending you friends, sending you a friend, even if it's one for the time being, sending you someone that will make you happy. Why? Because you took the action of the Queen of Wands, being right in your element where you should be, taking back that power, having passion for what it is that you know should be in your life, right? And not anything else that is going to drain you. You are a fire, so you don't want anyone to drain your fire. You want to hold on to your fire, right, my fire signs? So that's what I got for you guys. I hope that this was very helpful. If it did resonate with you, you know what to do. Send some fire, electricity to that thumbs button. Give me a like. Do know that energy in terms always shift. So, you know, you have to allow for these things to happen. But for some, you might be actually in this process of letting go, or you might have done it. And for those of you that have done it, good job. All right, fire signs, this is what I got for you. So until the next moon phase reading, stay in your power, let go of things that is not serving you, so that you can start your new chapter under this new moon energy. Until the next one, peace, love, and light. Bye.